So when your family comes in the kitchen and see that fried chicken sitting there looking so good, tell them, don't you touch that because it's for the smothered chicken that we're about to make. And they say smothered chicken. Yes, y'all. So that's what we're going to be making tonight for our Sunday dinner. A quick and easy, delicious meal that's going to stick to your bones and get everybody full. Now, for this recipe, you can use any cut of chicken that you like. We're going with the drumsticks tonight because that's what was on sale at the grocery store to feed our family of six. But if you want to go for them high-priced chicken wings, $20 a pack, go right ahead. Or for the chicken breast, go right ahead too. We're going to go ahead and season these up. And if you notice, we're using some avocado ranch, not the mustard. Normally, we cook our chicken in the mustard, but you can switch it up. You just need something that's going to stick to the chicken and help them seasonings stick. And then once you do that, you're going to go ahead and just stick to your normal fry routine. You're going to add some cornmeal, some cornstarch to get it nice and crispy, and the flour, to get it nice and coated. All right, now go ahead and get your hands dirty and mix it up. Hopefully your grease is nice and hot by this point because we're going to go ahead and start dropping those drumsticks in there. And drumsticks are going to take a little bit longer to cook to make sure the inside is cooked all the way. But look at that golden brown, y'all. And I don't know what it is, but every time we cook drumsticks, it's always a chunk of the piece of chicken missing. I say this every time we do a video. I think it's just something in the oil, something that's eating away at the chicken. I don't know, y'all. But we gotta taste it. It wouldn't be us if we don't taste it as we cook, y'all. One, because we gotta make sure those seasonings are on point because it's nothing like cooking a whole batch of chicken and then it's not, the way you want it to taste. So do a test piece. Now, even if your seasonings are not the way you want it to be, it's okay because we still have to make the gravy and we're going to season that too. But so far, so good. We're going to go ahead and get the rest of that chicken out. You can put it on a wire rack, but because we're going to smother it, we're going to put it right in the tray that we're making. And then, we're going to use some white rice. We're going to go ahead and make our own homemade yellow rice, okay? Not the Goya box that's already, done for us in the season. We're going to go ahead and do it ourselves. But first, we got to get all the starch out the water. Y'all see how cloudy that dang on water is? We're going to have to go ahead and keep rinsing it until the water runs clear. Now, I'm quite sure if you grew up eating white rice, you done heard it plenty of times. Rinse that rice off. Rinse the rice off. Now, I don't rinse the rice every time, especially if we're just eating jasmine rice, which is our favorite. But with the white rice, definitely you have to do it because otherwise it would just be gummy and, mushy at the end. All right, so now that we done sent the rice through the car wash, we can go ahead and give it that yellow rice color and flavor. Can you guess before we get to that point what's going to give it the yellow color? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Did y'all guess yet? Go ahead and write it in the comments what y'all think. We're going to add some beef bouillon and some water. But normally I'm surprised I'm adding the water first because normally I fry the rice and then add the water. But I guess this particular day I was just freestyling it as you can see. But we added some turmeric, y'all. That's what's going to give it that yellow rice color that you need. I mean, turmeric is not a strong flavor. It's more so for the color. But we also going to add some oil to that rice so that way it can come out looking silky smooth. That was some chicken grease, by the way. And you can know your rice is, starting to get done and on the way close to being done once you see those holes in it, the little holes that look like it's been sunken through. But just cook your rice from there for about 15 minutes. And then once the 15 minutes is done, your rice will be done. All right, so now we're going to move on to making the homemade gravy. Now, you don't have to make homemade gravy if you are not used to it. You can use the chicken packs of gravy from the store. You can do it that way. But if you have some oil and some flour, go ahead and do this step, y'all. But first, we got to go ahead and cook that flour enough with all them lumps and clumps are out. And if you notice, I'm using the wooden spoon with the holes in it. That's another way where it's like a whisk because even though you're stirring the liquid, eventually it's going to go to them holes. So it's going to feel like you got a whisk anyway. Are we going to add a lot of water, about 3 cups of water? I kind of like the gravy thick. So I kind of like it in the middle, not too watery, but not too thick. But my husband is like, if it's not thick gravy, it's not gravy to him. How do y'all feel about that? Now, the oyster sauce is one of the key things. That's going to kind of like be the salt for your homemade gravy and for the color. So as you can see, and later on down the line, you'll be able to see how that oyster sauce turns the color. Now, you can also use browning too. If you have some browning sauce, that'll also help with the color also. But we're just gonna go ahead and add some of our regular seasonings, some salt, some pepper, some onion powder, garlic powder. I went on ahead and took the top off the rice so that way it won't keep cooking because I don't want no mushy rice, y'all. But add enough pepper in that gravy. It's nothing like some homemade gravy with some pepper in it. And then we're just gonna give this a stir. Once that gravy starts to heat up and comes to a boil, it's gonna start to get thick. So this is kind of like where you control of how thick you want it to be. We're gonna go ahead and fluff that rice up while it's sitting on the side, just to make sure all that steam is getting out of it and we mix all of those seasonings up. And look at that rice. You wouldn't even be able to tell that this was some homemade yellow rice. You would have thought that we had made the box rice or the bag yellow rice. Look at that, y'all. Now, also to add to our gravy, we're going to add some paprika. That's also going to help with the color. And then from this point, as your gravy is getting thick, you just want to taste it. You want to make sure, one, it doesn't taste just like flour. And if it does, then you need to add some more seasonings. So we added some more oyster sauce. Now, the oyster sauce, as you can see, is helping to give the gravy some color. It's giving it now like a dark golden brown color versus that light tannish color in the beginning. And just taste for the seasonings. I added a little bit more salt, added a little bit more water because you don't want it too thin because this is where we're about to go ahead and add it to the chicken. And, as it's going to go in the oven, it's still going to continue to get thick. Now, this part I realized as I'm going over this video, but this pan was way too big, y'all. I really wish I had a smaller pan because at this point it's giving like we have a California size king bed, but really needed a full size bed because where is the rest of the chicken at to fill up this pan? Y'all know what I mean? I know you're probably thinking the same thing, like, girl, you done got this big old pan, this little gravy, and all this extra space. Like, what are we doing here? But sometimes that's how I go, y'all. You have to use the pans that you have and make it work. And that's exactly what we're doing, making it work. Now, I should have made some more gravy, though, for real, just to make sure that because we are using a bigger pan, I feel like it's something missing. Like, where's the second pack of chicken at this point? We got so much daggone space and opportunity. And we're going to put it in the oven on 350 for about 20 minutes. And then we're going to turn the heat up and get some color by putting it on broil. Now, to go with this dinner, we're going to make some carrots. This is not our candy carrots recipe, y'all. This is a little, side dish that we like to have. But we're still going to add a little bit of sugar to it. Even though it's not our candy carrots, got to still give it some flavor and some savoriness with that chicken broth. Check on that rice. And then now back to the meat. Now we're gonna keep continuing to baste it. And I added some water right here because you don't want your gravy to condense down to be where, once you take it out the oven, it's not gonna have any gravy for you to be able to scoop on top of your rice. So just go ahead and mix that water around, move them chickens around. It's okay. That gravy gonna thicken right back on it once it starts to cook with the oven again. And then in a second, we're gonna go ahead and get ready to take this out and put it on broil to get some color on it. And from there, it's gonna be time for us to go ahead and fix our plate. Hey, look at that chicken coming right out the oven, y'all. Whew. That's what you want it to look like, and you can still see it's not dry. So first we're gonna go ahead and lay down the bed of yellow rice for that chicken to sit on. And I believe this plate was for my husband, so giving him some carrots. And I'm gonna try to pick out the smallest pieces of chicken because when it comes to these drumsticks, he doesn't like the big, the huge ones. So as you can see, I'm trying to find like the smallest ones out of here. And I'm gonna definitely make sure that we get some extra gravy on top of the chicken and for the rice because no, you got to eat it all in one bite. You got to make sure you have some chicken and gravy and some rice in one bite, y'all. That's just pretty much how you have to eat it. Okay. Now, I hope you enjoyed this recipe and you're going to find more like this on our channel. Roll with the fam, y'all. And subscribe. And make sure y'all follow us on TikTok and Instagram when we're not on here cooking. Y'all can definitely find us on there too.